Hello and welcome again to another MLS UK podcast with myself, Danny B90, Dan Bidmead, and this big man here, John at Guitar Spoons Parker. How are you, my friend?
Hello, mate. How on earth are you? It's good to be back.
I know, it's been a long time, John. A very long time.
It's been too long, mate. Been too long.
I know.
We are back doing another MLS UK podcast. We're very excited. We've got another writer to introduce to everyone. How exciting is this?
Oh, it's absolutely riveting. I can't think of a decent word to describe it, so I just panicked and said riveting. That's how excited I am.
Little drum roll. I'm doing a little drum roll on my desk here. I don't know if anyone can hear that.
But, no, so I'll put one in afterwards. It'll be fine. It'll be really dramatic.
The writer that we are revealing to the world today is our very, very good friend, very honoured to announce the writer for FC Dallas, Mr. Tom Farnell is with us. Hello, Tom.
Hi, mate. How you doing?
There you go. Doesn't that sound so professional? Listen to him. What a lovely guy.
I know. Beautiful. Dulcet tones already. Straight in.
It's good to have you here, Tom. It's good to have you here. How are you finding your first few weeks at MLS UK? How are you finding it?
Really well, actually. Very surprised, to be honest. Probably like a lot of the other football fans, I was quite wary of the MLS, and after getting stuck in, I love it. So yeah.
Oh, fantastic, mate!
Really enjoying it so far.
Because I know you were a bit nervous before. You said if you can't find anyone else, I'll do it, etc., etc.
Yeah. Before just diving in and saying I thought I'd do a bit of background research and look into it, and then I took the plunge.
He's done it, and he's involved, and he's loving it, and the reception you've got as well. I mean, I've seen a little bit on my Twitter feed, on the MLS UK Twitter feed, but you seem to be delving right in there. You're in the thick of things with the Dallas fans.
Yeah, I've had quite a good response from the Dallas fans so far. I've been speaking to a few of the different supporters groups and a few of the different fans, and they're all brilliant. More than happy to help me out and give me different bits of information and whatnot. So that's been a real help to me.
Oh, fantastic! What nice guys! Because obviously the thing was, before you started it, like we hadn't heard a lot from Dallas fans, and people started to say Dallas fans didn't exist. There weren't a lot of them.
Well, when I came out at first and says I'm going to be a Dallas fan, the first few tweets were from people saying you're the 34th fan and commiserations and whatnot. But I think with the state of Texas sport, especially American football and stuff, it's so huge there that you can see why maybe soccer takes a bit of a backseat. But I think if they have a good couple of seasons, I can see it growing up more.
And I mean, they did have. I wouldn't compared to the New England Revolution. Obviously, from our perspective, you can never say that Dallas have had a bad season.
From a Reds fan, that's very rich, isn't it?
Exactly. So we can never say that. So I mean, I was surprised as anyone. When people started saying to us that there weren't a lot of Dallas fans. But obviously, like you say, it is a big sporting state, isn't it? But
yeah.
And obviously the fans do tend to be more diehard, which has proven through the fact that so many of them have got in touch with you recently, which is absolutely fantastic news.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like in my first post, as soon as I put the official website on, there's just a huge banner saying Dallas Till I Die. And I absolutely loved that. I mean, if you go on any Premier League football official site, I don't think you'll see anything like that.
No, there's certainly a different level of.
Just see the passion straight away.
Yes, it's fantastic, really, when you see that level of excitement from the actual club website, and you're like, "Oh my God, what am I getting into here?"
That's what you want to be in there. You don't want to be involved with a club that's scared to promote themselves and scared to say, this is our team. We're passionate about it.
Exactly. And I mean, the great thing about the MLS is I find it so great with all the passionate fans and the supporters groups, which is obviously something that we kind of do have here in the UK, but usually they're more often referred to as firms, aren't they?
Yeah, it's not quite the same thing, is it?
Bit of a different reputation than what I imagine a supporters group does.
Because I mean, when I first started with the New England Revolution, obviously I don't want to take this off topic of Dallas, but when I first started there, and they said, oh, we've got the Midnight Riders, who are our supporters group, and I was like, oh my god, that sounds really brutal. What do they do? And they were like, oh, well, you get free parking if you join up, and you get a beer at the game. And I was like, what? I was
tailgating, Whereas in England, if you would join that, they'd be like, yeah, we give you a midnight smile and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. So obviously, getting into MLS, that's cool. But then you find out that obviously they were organised groups of just really avid fans, which is great.
Yeah. And the funny thing that that obviously is one of those things is they're all in sort of communication and in relation with the front office of the clubs, and whereas if you were a United game or whatever, you'd be there and you could be a supporters group, but you wouldn't have any contact with the actual Man United front office or the Arsenal front office. You'd just be part of somebody in the audience, whereas in the audience, that's a really weird term to use for football, in the crowd, but in America it's like you have like reps who will speak to the club and say, oh, we want to be able to have smoke bombs and all this sort of thing. It's quite debates, obviously, because as people getting involved with some nice debates about that sort of thing, but we'll steer clear of that for now because it's we are definitely in danger of running way over for that. But so Tom, how have you found it? Because obviously people always sort of say, oh, American soccer, it's got no fans and that sort of thing. But how have you found the difference between the sort of fans that from English sports and English football to to the American fans? Because obviously there's probably is less, but there seems to be a lot more intense sort of fans. How have you been finding that sort of change, I suppose?
I think with soccer being such a up-and-coming sport over there, I think you have a lot less of the sort of armchair fans.
Yeah.
They're either a fan or they're not, whereas here you'll have people saying, like, oh, I support United, I support whoever. They don't really. They just follow them.
Yeah, that's the definition, isn't it? You have either followers or supporters, and in America you tend to have supporters. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think a lot of the MLS teams, they are full-on die-hard supporters, like every single one of them.
I mean, how have you found the things like? Because obviously one of the things I always found that was quite strange is the sort of tifos, as the sort of two sticks and whatever they have. The massive signs, and it's really weird to see that in a game. How have you found that?
It's a different sort of atmosphere, the games. It's a different sort of intensity, I imagine. That they do tend to go quite wild in the stands.
And of course the benefit of being able to drink beer as well.
That's another awesome thing, that you can't do over here. You can't drink in the stands. But I think good reason over here.
Yeah, probably.
It's because you're quite a wild person yourself, aren't you, Tom? Really, it's I always think of you, if there was anyone going to be a good fan at a football game or a soccer game, was going to be the Farnell himself. And obviously, because you're a big American sports fan, aren't you? You are Dallas Cowboys as well. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, that's right.
And obviously, you used to play American football yourself over here in England.
I'm still starting playing again this season.
You're back again, and what is it? The Birmingham Bulls, you said, this one?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And you used to play for the Staffordshire Stallions as well, didn't you?
Yep, that's right.
With me, so there you go. So you got a career going on.
Was that just a really extensive plug for yourself then, John?
I was just,
you were like really carefully leading into yourself.
There, even though, I got my career-ending injury, as I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
But no, I just thought that's an interesting point, obviously, for Dallas fans to know about Tom. Is he's really buried within the American culture. I guess.
Very, especially with being a Dallas fan. That's quite a good thing. 'Cause obviously, with yourself, John, you are you're a New England, you're a Boston fan.
I am a Bostonian.
You support the Boston teams. So Tom, for you, do you think that was obviously the reason? Obviously, you ended up choosing FC Dallas was because of that, Dallas connection for you.
Yeah, definitely, and it just so happened that there was no one writing for them anyway, so it was perfect for me.
Fantastic, mate.
Well, I believe we've got everything we need, and we're going to try. Have you got one more question, John?
I just want to ask one more question. I wanted to ask you, Tom, what do you think Dallas are going to do this year? Are they going to win the Cup this year, or are they going to get to the playoffs?
Well, I think once they find out that I am now supporting, I think they're going to become really motivated, and I think they're going to do really well.
Yeah, I can see why you think that's logical, I think. But
I think the wrath of Tom if they lose.
By the extra support.
well, they'll appreciate you staying up.
From what I've seen in pre-season, they seem to have a couple of really good players, and with momentum, I think get a good result first game of the season, and who knows where it can take them.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
Exactly. It's all about that momentum, and I'm holding on to that at the moment. Seems the Revs have won their last 3 straight. So
that sounded so much like an innuendo, John. Holding on to your momentum and just riding with it.
I'm holding on to Tom's momentum right now. I'm holding on to it for dear life. and yeah, no, we're looking forward to the season. We're really glad to have you on board, Tom.
It's great to have you on board.
Pleasure's all mine.
And I think that is. Are we wrapping up there?
I believe we will. We will say one final piece. How can people get in contact with you on Twitter if they would like to, Tom?
It's Farnell81.
Sorry, say that again. We lost a little bit of connection there, just so we don't lose that.
Farnell81.
Okay, and obviously you can talk to him, chat to him, ask him anything. He'll chat to you about it, even if it's about every Dallas sport, American sports and everything. He'll talk to you about anything. And of course, you can always get in contact with the big man John and myself on Twitter. You should know our handles by now, but John is at Guitar Spoons, all one word. Myself is at DannyB90, and we will see you again soon. And thanks again, Tom, for joining us.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks very much, and thanks for listening, guys.
Bye bye, everybody.